Yo, what's up, guys?
Happy, what is today? Friday?
Happy Friday. Yes,
Happy
yes,
Friday.
yes, yes. We are back with yet another episode of We
We
Have
have
to
to
Talk
talk
About
about
It.
it.
And we've just watched season 3, episode 7 of The Wheel of Time.
Golden Eyes
Goldeneye. Lord Goldeneye.
of the Two Rivers. And in the comments of our last reaction video, one of you all told us that our opinion about Perrin was going to change in this episode. So, G, wh- have your thoughts about our friend changed at all?
They could have scrapped this episode for me. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it could have been like turned into 15 minutes of scene within another episode. But to literally spend the whole
The
time
entire time.
in the Two Rivers with Perrin.
And I honestly, I think I'm trying to wrap my mind around which I feel like there is importance in us realizing, the strength of the two rivers and like, them being able to come together and
Yes.
overtake the trial. I feel that, but I don't know if we needed an hour of it. I really don't know if we needed that.
I feel like so many things just pissed me off throughout this entire episode.
Literally.
The entire
Literally,
episode.
literally the entire episode. So the first thing we were talking about as we were watching it, we were talking about, our moments of preparation, right?
Yes.
As we're preparing for these, we know that the Trollocs are coming. So then Loial makes a statement right before saying, our defenses aren't going to be enough. I have to go close the way gate myself.
And we were like halfway through the episode before all of a sudden he has this realization that he has to destroy the Waygate.
Yeah.
It's like almost
Loial is a
dawn.
very, very smart individual. I'm trying to figure out when we realized that our defenses weren't going to be enough because I feel like looking around, we could have realized that early on.
I mean, he could have been closing the Waygate much
Anyway,
earlier in the day.
just because,
Right.
Like it. I mean, let's just close it anyway.
And so he just all of a sudden decides before the battle begins that he needs to go do that.
Then the moment that we were weak about was when what did they say? Close the gate.
Perrin was like, okay, close the gate.
Meanwhile, the gate is 3.5 feet tall.
There's some sticks that they just pushed up. Like, and he said it with so much authority.
Yeah. Close the gate.
I was just expecting something more other than them just pushing some sticks up.
Literally. Yeah, I was not feeling this episode at all. I don't know.
And Perrin just aggravated me because I don't want to skip to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But okay, so the first time that he aggravated me was when he was trying to tell his new girl, what's her name? Fane?
Fail.
Fail. He was trying to get her to basically abandon them and save herself because he didn't want her to die.
Like his wife died.
And it's like, sir, like, y'all need everybody.
Everybody
you need every single body.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to get her to go away?
And she was clearly showcasing that she was not that, like, she was like, I'm here. Low key, she kind of was eating up
She was prepared for
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah.
More than most
more than
of them
really
were.
anybody else.
More than most of them were. But he was trying to send her home.
Yeah. Now, okay, so there was one moment. We'll talk about the other moment in a second. The other thing that kind of threw me off with this was, and I'm very grateful that we had Alanna. Obviously,
Yes.
we need the
Love
anytime
her.
we get an Aes Sedai, we need them. So she really was like a huge player in this. Obviously, her and the other women that were involved, the twins, and then the other lady.
The drunk.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking like, we have, and I do understand like the way of the leaf or whatever, but I'm like, child,
It was too much passiveness.
yes,
Too much passiveness going on in this episode. Too much, I'm trying to save you, so go away. Loial trying to save the Aiel.
the women, and
they don't need to be saved.
They don't need to be saved at all, and they held down the fort because if they
Hello?
weren't there,
He was not going to be able to close that way gate.
no.
And then Loial was also pissing me off at the weight game
Yeah.
because it took him too long to figure out how he was going to destroy it.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, if he would have gone earlier,
He would have had more time to worry about that.
more time and maybe a different way. Like he wouldn't have had to sacrifice himself for
Right.
it. Like he probably could have went up further and maybe found a different
Exactly.
spot that didn't require him to, fall. I don't know. I just feel like the decision making is always so not in the best interest of the people
No.
in the time that it needs to be in. It's not very timely ever.
And I mean, honestly, I just really don't have too much to say. I think my favorite part of the episode was probably when Alanna, the twins, and the drunk lady went up to because she said, "I'll do it as
Yeah.
long as it mean I don't have to stop drinking
Stop
my
drinking.
drink."
And low-key, so I feel like that part and seeing her protect when she said get
Oh yes,
Alanna to
yes,
the whatever.
yes.
That was interesting seeing her be able to she held it up for as long as she
It
could.
made me wonder if she had been using her powers
Maybe.
and just hadn't necessarily been applying them because she was able to basically hold them off
She held
long
out
enough.
for it wasn't a long time,
But
but
enough
it
for
was
them to
long
get
enough.
cover.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I thought that there was a really impactful scene. Other than that, Perrin kind of getting his second win and going. I ain't care about any of that.
None of that. And okay, this is where he really pissed us off.
Before we get to
there?
that,
Okay.
the other scene that really brought a whole bunch of joy to my heart were the twins saying, "This is for our mother." I was so happy that they burned that man up.
Alive.
I was so happy.
I was worried that they were going to be blocked for a while and that
yeah.
they weren't going to be able to save Alanna.
Yeah, they fixed that
They just
quick.
needed a little motivation.
And honestly, he has been getting on my nerves since the beginning of this show. Like literally since the beginning of the show.
He was overdue.
Season 1.
To be taken out.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful that this was the way.
Agreed.
Because it's like if you've been doing this to these women, we're gonna let the daughters do it to you.
It was very poetic how he died.
We had a resolution
We had
very
a
quickly.
resolution there.
Yeah. Now,
Perrin. So we have this battle scene. He's trying to get to what's the guy's name? Fane.
something Fane.
He's trying to get to him. He finally gets to him. He has so many opportunities to kill the man.
Now, meanwhile, they have literally been slaughtering all of the other Trollocs and then the other soldiers for the opposing team. They've been slaughtering them with no issues.
No problem.
We have been shooting arrows at them. We've been cutting them with all the things. But when he gets to the ringleader,
you want to have a conversation. You want to understand motive. You want to know why. And then in the middle of the conversation, you realize that the waygate's been shut down.
Yeah. So it's like at this point, what's here is here. So it's like y'all really can kind of and then you just said out of your mouth, you're the one controlling them. So you have the ringleader right here under your blade.
Why don't you take out the head?
Take out the head. And so you make a deal with him. Oh, and you know what? As I'm saying this, I'm also realizing something. So you make a deal with the leader that if you let him live, you're sending them off and you're telling him never to come back or you're going to kill him, right?
Right.
Well, you just gave yourself up to the White Cloak. So if he decided to come back, you're not even in position to do what you said.
What you said that you were going to do. Even more aggravated now.
As I just said, I'm just realizing now you can't even hold up your end of the deal.
And then we see them erecting this banner of a wolf. He ain't called no wolves. Where are the wolves at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where are the wolves?
I don't think Perrin has any powers.
What?
The only power that he shown was that he could smell his fear.
That's literally it. Please help us understand. Is this a departure from the books? Because I'm like, what is the point of him having these wolf powers or whatever they are if he's not gonna call on help and assistance? We saw him do it when he first
Yeah, when he first acquired the
acquired it.
powers.
So
Yeah,
why isn't he doing
yeah.
it now when the people need it the most?
It's giving naive.
Oh, real bad.
I don't know. Again, and I really hate to because I feel like there's going to be some people out there that can really speak to the importance of this episode, maybe in the grand storyline or the grand scheme of things. But I feel like this episode was a chop. Like this to me
Least
gave
favorite.
nothing in comparison to the like what we've seen throughout the season.
Like least favorite episode. Again, I feel like this story could have been told in 15 minutes in another episode.
And the crazy thing is that there wasn't a shortage of action. I feel like honestly, the episode with Rand and Moraine, we spent that whole episode really on them, and there wasn't that much battling and action going on, but it was a very interesting episode. It was visually appealing. There were some decent shots in here, but
we also got to see them operating in their purpose and in their power. And here, yet again, I feel like Perrin is just so passive, and he's trying to do the right thing, and he's trying to be self-sacrificing, and he's trying to take care of the people that he loves, but he's doing none of it well.
when I tell you, if I were in this position, this episode would have been 10 minutes long. Because at the beginning of the episode, I would have told Loial, okay, let's go ahead and get the Waygate taken care of. So there would have kind of been knocked out. So that whole scene would have been cut out.
Right.
Then we talked about like even having people, which of course Alanna, they were kind of in a high position. There were no people like positioned along the way to maybe even take care of some of the Trollocs before they even got to the gate. I'm like, so we can't get any people on high ground to help us out on the front end. We see them off in the distance. We can't get nobody stationed.
But you know what? One thing I am happy about in the preview for next episode, it looks like there is no Perrin Ibarra. I hope he is off with the white cloaks, baby. I hope the justice is justicing.
I hope the leaves have lived.
We could be done with him as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I don't have to see him ever
The
again.
rivers are closed. The Waygate is gone.
Farewell, our friend, our good friend.
Lord Goldeneyes. Amen. Yeah, I don't know. The preview for next week looks amazing. And I cannot wait to get to the other people because this episode gave me the snoozes. I am so over it.
Big letdown. Do not recommend.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I could have just like watched a 10-minute recap of this episode and been okay.
And been good with that.
It,
yeah.
And skip to next week.
Yeah.
Because I mean, nothing happened really other than Loial died and he closed the Waygate, and then Perrin lets the Dark Friends go.
Yeah, and he gave himself up to the White Cloaks.
Happened?
All right, so your notable character or characters for this episode?
Alanna.
Yeah.
Alanna, and forgive me, I wish I could remember the new wisdom's name. The new wisdom, the drunk lady, as I call her.
Yeah.
She was probably my favorite lady from this episode because she was kind of not really trying to help, but then ended up being the one that sacrificed herself to save them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The twins.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they cleared that man on out.
Yeah.
I don't know who that actor is. I love you as an actor. You're great. I know you're a great person. I'm so happy to see your character eliminated from the show.
You and Perrin Ibarra. Good riddance.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it.
I mean, that's all we have for this week. We're going to keep it short and sweet. We're excited for the finale.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got anything to help change our mind about this character, again, like we said last week, we invite you to let us know in the comments.
Please, because I know there has to be some type of explanation as to why this episode was important, like to give us this storyline throughout the entire episode and to give it to us as episode 7. I know that these producers have to have had a great reason why this had to be the episode before the finale. Because there has to be one.
I don't understand.
I'm not seeing it.
I don't see it. In fact, didn't really need the episode.
Didn't need it at all.
So, yeah. There's that.
All right. Well, look, we'll see y'all for the finale. We got
All
a
right.
very big episode next week. So,
All right. We'll see you next week, guys.
all right. Bye, guys.
Bye.